Speaking of a Zoom workplace.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. I am super happy that you could make it. So it's almost 5:30, so while we wait for some other people to join, take a look at my screen here and try to think about how these words are pronounced. Okay, I'll give you a minute to think about it and then we'll get started. Okie dokie, so it looks like it's just the few of us here. Alright, let's get started. So first I'll be pronouncing these words and then you can repeat them after me and I'll get some volunteers to try these. Okay, so let's start with fear of darkness. This is pronounced acluophobia. Okay, acluophobia. Notice how the CH makes a hard C sound and the PH makes a F sound. Okay, acluophobia. Does anyone want to try to pronounce this? Miranda, can you pronounce this? Miranda says, I have glossophobia. You have fear of public speaking. Okay. I'm pretty sure lots of people have this kind of fear, right? I'd also like to point out, to clarify something, actually, a phobia is something, it's actually an irrational fear. So you may be afraid of public speaking, but not to the point of where you do anything to be out of that situation. Okay, it's kind of like an anxiety disorder. Okay. Emma, would you like to pronounce acluophobia?
Aqualophobia, fear of darkness.
Very good. How about you, Cyrus?
I don't really know.
Just try acluophobia. No? Okay, how about you, Emma? You had your hand raised?
Is it the orange one or the blue?
This one? Okay, go ahead.
Glossophobia.
Very nice. Glossophobia. That's fear of public speaking. Moving on. Insectophobia. You can probably guess it's the fear of insects, which maybe you have. Let's see. Pajin, would you like to try to pronounce this word? It's insectophobia. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Cyrus? No? We're all shy today, huh? Miranda says, bugs look so scary and a bit weird. Yeah, I have to agree with that because they have lots of legs, not like most mammals. Okay, how about this one? Fear of vegetables. This is lacanophobia. So kind of similar to the first one, the CH also makes a hard C sound. Okay, lacanophobia. Okay, how about this? I'll say it and then you guys can repeat it after me with your mics on. Okay. Miranda, wait, fear of Halloween? Why would anyone hate the holiday? That's a good point. Samhainophobia, fear of Halloween. I guess it's not only the fear of candy, but most like the fear of the holiday because of what it represents, maybe? Okay. So, Emma is confused. Okay, so fear of vegetables, not canophobia. Emma, would you like to try to pronounce this?
Phobia.
Okay, very good. How about you, Jiahui? No. Okay, Kaiyuan, would you like to pronounce this word? I seem to have some trouble hearing you, like some mic issues, so you might want to check your device settings on that. But
Huh?
okay, there we go. I can hear you now. Okay, go ahead.
The vegetable one?
This one.
Canophobia.
Very nice. Canophobia. Okay, next one. Fear of changes. This is metathesiophobia. Okay, metathesiophobia. And notice how each of these phobias have the word phobia at the end. Miranda says, I don't like being alone or not alone for some reason. That is an interesting fear. Yes, Emma, go ahead.
Phobia.
Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Okay, next one. Fear of being stared at. So, if you don't like being stared at, this is ophthalmophobia. Ophthalmophobia. Okay, Emma, go ahead.
Ophthalmophobia.
Very nice. Miranda, would you like to pronounce this? No. Okay. All right, moving on then. You don't really like talking. Well, you could just say the word and turn your mic off then. Just a simple word to say. Okay. So here we are, fear of Halloween, Samhainophobia. This one's actually a bit strange because this is, you might think this is pronounced Samhain. This is actually Samhain. Last year I actually talked about this topic, which is the origins of Halloween. Samhain is like a Celtic kind of celebration, which is a bit about how one of the origins of where Halloween came from. Okay, Samhainophobia. Kaiyuan, would you like to pronounce this?
Samhainophobia.
Very nice. How about you, Chloe?
Can you pronounce it once again?
Sure. Samhainophobia.
Samhainophobia.
Very nice. And last one, you may have heard of this before. This is the fear of small spaces, claustrophobia. Okay, claustrophobia. Emma, would you like to pronounce this word?
Claustrophobia.
Very nice. And okay, Cyrus, one more time. Can you pronounce this word?
Claustrophobia.
Very nice. Alrighty, so these were slightly not so challenging, but now I have a most challenging word. This is the fear of long words because, well, this is actually really ironic because this is probably the longest word you've ever seen. Alright, so let's try to pronounce this. Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Alright, one more time. Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. Oh, Emma knows that. How interesting. Would you like to try pronouncing it?
I don't know how to say it. I only know what it means.
That's alright. You can just split it up into syllables, okay? So,
Hippopotomo nostrosesquiped aliophobia.
very nice. Hippopotomonstrosequipedaliophobia. I actually had to practice a lot of this to get this. I know, it's very long. Chloe, could you try maybe see if you can pronounce this?
Hippopotomonstrous.
Sis. Okay, so you were at monstrosis
Uh,
sesquipedalio. Okay.
Squipedaliophobia.
Very nice. Don't worry, Emma. This is a really difficult word, so it's actually not that embarrassing. Alright, so let's move on to our article, which is called The Spooky Signs of Fear by Tracy Fonder Brink, published in 2019. Alrighty, so this article is split into this article is split into sections. So as you can see, here's the first section that's called Some People Like to Be Scared. Alrighty, so who would like to start reading? Anybody? Go ahead, Kaiman.
For some people, choosing to be scared can be fun. Going through a haunted house might make them scream, then laugh. Dr. McGregor has seen a lot of people thrilled to be scared. She is a
Sociologist.
a scientist who studies how people relate to each other. She has set up haunted houses, walked through exhibits of scary but harmless surprises to see how people respond to fear.
Very nice reading, Kaiman. Alrighty, so this is a little introduction of what the article is going to be about. So first it starts by saying that some people like to be scared because it actually feels kind of fun for them, such as going through a haunted house. And Emma asked this question, is this history of Halloween? Actually, this is the more so about how our bodies react to the emotion of fear. Okay, so in this paragraph, this Dr. Margie Kerr, she is a sociologist who studies how people relate to each other. And she has set up these exhibits of haunted houses where people get to go in them, and she gets to study how people react to these haunted houses. Okay. Emma, I saw your hand up. Would you like to continue reading here? Oh, okay. How about you, Chloe? Could you start reading over here, please?
Some people like to be scared because they like the way their body changes. She says, think of how your heart pounds and you feel a sense of energy. When you're going to a birthday party, some feel that same kind of excitement when they watch a scary movie or go on a thrill ride. For others, the feeling takes their mind off their worries. When we're scared, our body changes in ways that shift our attention to the present moment. Dr. Keir says you're probably not thinking about your homework that's due next week when you're playing a game of hide and seek.
Okay, thank you, Chloe. Very nice. Okay, so this continues with a quote by Dr. Margie Key. So she says that people like to be scared for this reason, the way that their body changes. So when they feel fear, you can feel your heart pound and maybe feel a sense of energy when you're going, say, for example, a birthday party, because you're very excited, or maybe you feel a bit nervous, for instance. And then for others, this feeling might take their mind off their worries, like if someone gave you a big surprise attack or something, you kind of live in the present moment. You face that surprise. Okay, so you shift your attention to the present moment, and you're probably not thinking about other things like your homework that's due or anything else. Okay, so that was the section of some people like to be scared. Can anyone give me a brief summary of what this was about? I'll give you a moment to think about it, especially look at this heading. So what's the main, say, theme of this? Emma?
Why people may like to get scared or why they don't.
Very nice. So this talks about why people like to be scared, and that's because fear can feel like a similar energy to excitement or lead to a pounding heart or like a rush of energy, right? And that kind of creates an alertness that usually people don't really feel in day-to-day lives. So that's one reason people like to be scared or go through haunted houses or like say go on roller coasters. Okay. And yes, Emma, you may go to the washroom. Okay, let's continue. How the body reacts. Kairen, would you like to continue reading?
Being scared is not always a treat. When a balloon pops, we may jump. Our heart beats faster and harder, and we breathe faster. How does the body trigger these reactions? We encounter something we're not familiar with, or something startling. Our brain and body start making changes to prepare us for the unknown, Dr. Kerr says.
And Kairen, can you tell me what, like a kind of a summary of what you just read?
It's like how we react when we're scared.
Exactly. You can see from this heading how the body reacts when we're scared. So, for instance, it can't always be something fun, like going through a haunted house, or because if you're faced with, say, a life or death situation, then that obviously is not a treat. Like some sort of surprise, like a balloon that pops. We may jump, our heart beats faster, we breathe faster, and these reactions are triggered when we're faced with something that we're not familiar with or something that's startling. Again, with that surprise aspect of that, and then our brain and body start making changes to help prepare us for the unknown, Dr. Cruz said. So let's take a look of what these changes are. Emma, would you like to continue reading? Or, okay. How about you, Cyrus? Starting over here.
Wait, where do I start?
Here.
These changes are part of the body's stress or flight response. The response is triggered by the five senses, which are always sending information to the brain when they signal something unsuspected, such as a balloon bursting. The brain sounds a danger alarm.
Alrighty, so this paragraph is about what our response is. And you may have heard of the fight or flight response, or maybe you've heard of the three F's like fight, flight, or freeze response. And this is when one of our five senses picks up something that we think is like a threat to us. Like again with the balloon bursting or something that we don't really are familiar with. Okay. So Moving on to this paragraph, it releases chemicals into the bloodstream, and these chemicals act on different parts of the body. For example, adrenaline, okay, this is how we pronounce it, makes the heart beat faster and harder. Once the body is alert, the brain decides whether or not the danger is real. Okay, so this paragraph describes how these chemicals actually work in our body. So, again, it's released into the bloodstream and they act on different parts of the body. Has anyone heard of this before? Adrenaline? No? Well, this is actually a what's the word? A chemical that's produced by your body when you feel scared. Like, for instance, you're playing tag with your friends, and someone who's is trying to catch you. You may feel this adrenaline response where your heart beats faster and you kind of start to breathe a little faster. That's your body responding to this kind of fear slash excitement feeling that you're that happens when you're playing a game, for instance. Alrighty, so that was the end of the section, how the body reacts. Can someone give me a brief summary of what this section was about? Okay, Emma, go ahead.
It's it's like how the body reacts when it's feeling threatened or scared.
Exactly. So, can you give me an example of, say, how or like when your body would react this way?
Um, one of one one of the things that we happens is like when we get sick, our body is like our body reacts by making us feel some symptoms like coughing or runny nose, and then if the germs get inside the body and then giving us some symptoms, and then it may even cause us to have a fever. That's how the body reacts, or that's when the body reacts to some like danger sometimes.
Okay, I think you kind of misunderstood my question, but I still like your thought about that. Say, you're talking about the biology aspect of how your body reacts to, say, um, bacteria, infections. What I was trying to ask was what happens when we feel like, in what kind of situations would we feel this kind of fight or flight response?
Uh, like if someone pretends to be a ghost and jumps towards you, you'll you'll like jump, and then you'll jump, and then like your brain will like signals to get ready to run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I like that. Mhm. Okay, moving on to this next section. What good is fear? Uh, Payne, would you like to read this paragraph?
Which one?
Over here.
Oh, fear is a tool that person to hide, run away, or defend oneself. Faster heartbeat and breathing send more blood and oxygen to the muscles so they're ready when they're needed. Stress chemicals can make a person more alert.
Mm-hmm.
Our memories also help protect us. We keep a close eye on babies because they don't understand what might hurt them. As babies grow, they learn what's unsafe, and their brains store those memories. Then their brains use fear to warn them of dangers. We don't want we don't want to be fearless, Dr. Kerr says. It's good to have a healthy sense of what's dangerous.
Okay, thank you, Payne. And can you tell me what Dr. Kerr means by we don't want to be fearless? So, kind of explain about it more, if you can.
Um, so that people know what's safe and what's not.
Okay, good. So we don't want to be fearless because we want to know what's actually poses a threat to us and what doesn't. Because if we're not fearless, you could just go and do some crazy things, right? Such as if your kettle is boiling and you aren't afraid of touching it, and you touch it, you'll burn your hand, obviously. So it's actually healthy to have a sense of what's dangerous. Emma, sure, you can go next. Too much can be harmful.
Too much can be harmful. Experiences can lead to long-lasting fears that may stop a person from trying new things. We're born with the ability to feel fear, but a lot of what we're afraid of is learned. Being afraid doesn't mean you're weak. Dr. Kerr says long-lasting fear can mean you've had a bad experience and your brain doesn't want you to have it again. If a dog bit someone, that person might feel afraid of dogs. Other people may have no special fear of dogs, but may be afraid of other things, such as such as heights, snakes, or spiders.
Thank you, Emma. Alrighty, so there's that section again. So, can anyone tell me what's the point of this section? So, what is this trying to tell us? Emma, I know you've volunteered a lot, but I'm going to give this another opportunity to someone else. Okay. Kairen, can you tell me what the point of this section is trying to say?
It's saying how fears may develop or impact a person.
Exactly. Like how fears can impact a person, and if you have too much, it can actually be harmful. So in this section, it's talking about the positives of fear, which is to keep us safe. But this one is talking about how obviously too much can be harmful. Like if you've had a bad experience, say at school, and you failed like a presentation, you might develop a fear of doing presentations or say public speaking, right? So, and then this paragraph talks an example about, say, if a dog bit someone, then that person might be afraid of all dogs because of their traumatic experience previously. Okay. And last paragraph, how to feel less afraid. Payne, can you read this paragraph, please? Over here. No? Okay. All right, Emma, go ahead.
Many people beat have beat their own fears. Here's one method. Instead of listening to their imagination, they learn the facts about anything that seems scary. Knowledge that can help a person feel less afraid. Dr. Kerr grew up on a farm. As a 7 year old, she was scared of black bears in the woods. Later, she read about them. Understanding the facts me a sense gave me a sense of confidence, she says. I knew for sure what to do if I ever encountered a bear and how to protect myself.
All right, thank you, Emma. So, Chloe, can you tell me what the point of this section is about? How to feel less afraid. So, what's the main point about it?
You can learn more about them to understand what they are.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, if you're afraid of something and maybe you have an irrational fear or something, you can learn more about it so that you're not afraid anymore. So it gives an example of Dr. Kerr, who grew up on a farm, and she was scared about black bears in the woods. And then when she read about them and learned more about them, she knew for sure what to do if she ever encountered a bear, so she knew how to protect herself, and then she wasn't really scared anymore. So basically, if you learn how to protect yourself from, say, some kind of situation, when you encounter it, you can feel less afraid, right? Alrighty, so that's the end of the article. Does anyone have any comments or questions? If not, we'll get right into some vocabulary. Okay, so here are our vocabulary words. There's thrill, relate, exhibit, encounter, and adrenaline. Does anyone want to read these out loud, please? Go ahead, Kyron.
Thrill, to make someone very excited and pleased. Relate, to understand a situation or someone's feelings because you experienced something similar. Exhibit, something that is shown to the public, like in a museum, etc.,
Etc.
etc. Encounter, to meet someone unexpectedly. Adrenaline, a hormone produced by the body when a person is frightened, angry, or excited, which prepares the body for danger.
Thank you, Kyron. Alrighty, so with these definitions now, let's try to fill in these sentences. Alrighty, first sentence, preschoolers enjoy books they can blank to. So what would this word be? Okay, so here's our words. Emma?
They can relate to.
Exactly, so preschoolers enjoy books that they can understand, or something that they can connect to, I guess. Okay, second sentence. She stopped in front of it, blank, making her heart quicken. Which word would this be? Chloe, what do you think? Sorry, what was that? So it would be, you don't know? Okay, let's try to put these words in. Would it make sense if I said, she stopped in front of it, thrill making her heart quicken? Probably not, right? There's actually another word that would fit a bit better. Okay, Emma, go ahead.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline? Very good.
Yeah.
Remember, it was the hormone that caused our heart to quicken and also our breathing to fasten. Okay, very good. Number 3. I had an alarming blank with a wild pig. Okay, so what is this word here? Chloe says, encounter. Very good. I had an alarming encounter with a wild pig. And yes, Emma, you are correct as well. Alright, next sentence. Most zoos try to blank animals in naturalistic settings. Kayuan?
Exhibit,
Very nice. Exhibit. Most zoos try to exhibit animals in naturalistic settings. So basically, they try to show animals in their natural environment of where they would usually be living out in the wild, right? And last one, it gave me a blank to see her again after so many years. Emma?
Thrill.
Very good. And I see Chloe has said thrill as well. Very nice. So there we go. It gave me a thrill to see her again after so many years. Alrighty. Alright, moving on. We have a video here that talks a bit about fear, but also, as you can tell, a bit about exam anxiety. So what happens say if you're feeling anxious when you're taking a test, what you could do to calm yourself down, and how a bit more information about how our bodies react to fear. Alright, so let's give this a look.
The reason why we remember specific moments or movies is because they have been stored in our memory under the influence of emotions. When we win or fail, cry or celebrate, we learn fast, deep, and plenty. But when we are afraid, our brain limits our ability to think, for a good reason. Fear is an emotion induced when we face a threat to our physical or psychological well-being. It causes a change in brain and organ functions, and ultimately in our behavior. First, we get stressed or aggressive, then we are left with 3 final ways out: freeze, fight, or flight. The reason for this is evolution. Over the last million years, we learned that when we meet a dangerous animal, we'd better freeze, fight, or run and hide. To save our life, this is now programmed in our genes. But something else happens. When it gets dangerous, a specific region of our brain, the amygdala, takes over. Its job is to protect us and save our life. To act fast, it refrains us from thinking and leaves us with only those 3 options. This makes creative and critical thought processes impossible. High pressure triggers a similar response. In one experiment, German neuroscientist Professor Dr. Hutter measured the brain function of young men playing a car racing game. The race was on, and the men eager to win. When the researchers later looked at the scans of the brain, they saw shockingly little activity. In fact, the young men hardly used their brains at all, and they certainly didn't remember much. Later, the researchers repeated the experiment. This time, they did not play the game themselves, but just watched from inside the car sitting next to the driver. Instead of focusing to win, they focused on a lot of other things: driving behavior, the racetrack, other cars. This time, the brain showed lots of activity. Learning happened and memories were created. The scientists concluded that when we panic at a maths exam or when a salesman fears he might miss his monthly target, it can create a tunnel vision. Then our vision field becomes smaller, our learning limited, and we cannot find the road to success. Next time, when you are stressed to perform or when you panic during an exam, try this quick fix. First, slowly breathe in through your nose. To do it slow enough, count from 1 to 5. Then breathe out through your mouth, again counting to 5. Repeat that for 1 to 5 minutes and your body will relax and your brain can switch from protection mode back to a learning mode.
I enjoy scary scary activities like zombies attacking the world, those games, those small games. I like those, but I don't enjoy roller coasters because I'm afraid of heights. No, like real, those like real ones. Like uh we sit on a chair and then we have a fake gun and then we shoot all the zombies that's attacking us. Yeah, it it's kind of like you're really in the video game.
Do what? You ever read it? Yeah, because they're fun. Like, I don't even know what to say. Because they're like exciting.
I like some roller coasters depending on how fast they are because I like the wind going against me and it feels good, but I don't like haunted houses because there are random surprises hiding everywhere and it scares me.
I'm sorry, I forgot to.
Um, I like roller coasters because they're like fun and exciting. Um, and I don't like haunted houses because they're just scary and I just don't like it.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. I learned to stay away from something dangerous by act like by really trying that thing. Like before uh my parents were in another room, and then I wanted to drink some water, so I poured it myself without asking, and then the water splashed all over my hand and my like body, and then and then uh and then after that I learned I shouldn't like touch hot water in front of myself, and I should ask an adult.
Um, okay. Mm, maybe one time you would go to the park by yourself without anyone supervising you, and then something bad happened and there's no one there to help you. So you're just there and you can't get any help.
Don't really know. Turning on the lights. I don't know.
You're a monster.
All right, let's get started.
Bye.